George Blackman. Apple CEO and co-founder Steve Jobs once said that leaders lead by example whether they intend to or not. With issues such as immigration, public safety, and healthcare in question, the winner of this year's presidential election will affect the way of life for everyone in this classroom. Donald Trump's speech was an example of how he plans to lead by negativity, disrespect, and racism. Trump uses negative language and an offensive tone to rally support from conservative voters. Jonathan Martin, a writer from the New York Times, claims, Mr. Trump's penchant for controversial and sometimes offensive comments, along with soaring unpopularity among women and other groups of voters, have left elected Republicans afraid to associate with him. While Trump supporters argue he is only being straightforward with his comments, it is the opinion of most that his lack of tact and sensitivity will be interpreted as arrogance by other world leaders. When speaking on foreign trade policy, Trump uses the phrase, "We're getting killed," and states, "I beat China all the time." Trump supporters argue that he's a wealthy businessman with several businesses abroad. He has negotiated business deals with foreign companies and is familiar with foreign affairs. But it is the opinion of this article that the job of the President of the United States requires more than just a shrewd business sense. Donald Trump is often disrespectful and dismissive of other politicians throughout his announcement speech, referring to his competition as stupid and not so smart or common and no longer surprising coming from the Republican frontrunner. Trump supporters say that we need a leader to be strong and not concerned with being as politically correct as previous leaders. Opposers argue that name calling and insults have no place in the White House. When discussing immigration, Donald Trump made racially insensitive march towards Mexican immigrants, claiming that people who come to America illegally from Mexico are bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, and they're bringing rapists. When he made the statement, he said, "They're not sending you and you," and he pointed up to the balcony like all of the Mexicans were in the balcony somewhere, like, you know, he pointed upstairs. But he made this blanket statement about a large group of people, and he backed it up by saying, "And I assume some are good people." Supporters of Trump take this as an example of how he wants to make America great again, but opposing views question why Trump would have to assume that the nearly 6 million illegal Mexican immigrants here in America might possibly be good people. As can be seen by Donald Trump's announcement speech, was negatively charged, disrespectful, and lined with racism. Whether he realizes it or not, Trump's speech is a perfect example of how he plans to lead the country if elected.